When you came from here from Miami, did you have like any connections on the staff, or was it just sort of a cold call to come here?
I didn't have any strong connections. It's funny because the offensive coordinator, Alex Golish, was from my same hometown, but did not know him previously to being here. The guy that I GA'd for at Miami, Ohio, had worked with Coach Heupel at Oklahoma. So that was kind of my way in.
So do you think that made this feel more merit-based, that you've moved up without having a direct connection to anybody?
I mean, yeah, I think everything in this building's merit-based. You know, there's young guys, there's guys that are grinding every day on this staff, you see it on the team with our players. But Coach Heupel's created a culture where he allows guys to move up and guys to show what they can do. He puts a tremendous amount of trust in us, and we got a tremendous amount of trust in him.
What's the biggest thing that's standing out about Max Gilbert right now?
He's striking the ball well. He's got a tremendous talent with his leg. We've got 2 kickers right now that have unbelievable ability. Max has been consistent. He's been consistent in the season. Just continuing to train him and Josh Turbeville as well, put them in the situations that when we get into Neyland, we play at Alabama, Georgia, Florida, getting them ready for that moment.
What do you think you did to warrant and earn the merit to get elevated? What do you think you've done to put yourself in this position?
I think I've been given every opportunity behind the scenes to show what I can do. I think I've been around great people in this building that have molded me to be the coach that Coach Heupel wants in this building. Work hard is something that everybody in this place does, but just tried to take every day with it was my personal responsibility to make an impact, whether that be on special teams or, with our team in any capacity.
So who would be, where did you learn special teams from? What's your background to become a special teams guy?
Yeah, my background as a player, I was a long snapper in college, and I had a lot of times in meetings just as a player sitting in on every unit. Had a lot of great coaches that have molded me, that are continuously pouring into me and all the things that they've learned throughout their history. And special teams is a passion for me because it's a team-based unit, and you get everybody involved. And offense and defense, I have a passion as an O-lineman, but when I stopped growing and getting taller, I became a snapper. And I just started learning those phases and spending time here the last 3 seasons. That's also where I've learned a ton within what we do, but also with what Coach Heupel expects from a culture standpoint and how we approach every single day.
Evan, how do you balance sort of taking what you learned or having worked with Coach Eckler when he was here and also now as you take over putting your own imprint on special teams, whether it's practice, games, schemes, things like that?
How do I balance that? There's a tremendous foundation here, starting with Coach Heupel, and Coach Eckler's one of the guys that has molded me into being a special teams guy and conceptually just having a good understanding of what we're trying to accomplish. But Coach Heupel, and just every day that we do special teams, there's a standard and an expectation that our team is involved, our coaches are involved. And, schematically, there's some things as we go down the way that maybe they look a little bit different or maybe they're similar. But right now we're so focused on the technique and developing our young team that we have, because there's a lot of really good tools to use on all of our units. But right now it's all been technique and just foundational work, which we have a pretty good foundation of here.
What's the dynamic like with you and John? Obviously, he's been an NFL coordinator for a long time. What's that sort of relationship you have with him? Did you know him at all when he came in, and what's that been like working with him?
So it's awesome. Did not know him personally before he got here. However, I played against his team when he was the head coach at Central Michigan, so it's a little bit funny. I got to still look back on his scouting report on me as a snapper and see what he said. But, no, he's fantastic. His wealth of knowledge, his experience, a sounding board, to have another guy in there that's been in the fire at a really high level. I think it's important. And I think, just having another guy in the room that just brings more experience and more ideas and things like that, it's important, to have just the strongest units that we can have.
Matthew Slansky was such a big part of the operation for so long. How different does it feel now that he's not in the room anymore?
Yeah, we're missing a number 47. He's been for 5 years, consistent, and just a really great player, an in-state guy that has worked and earned it in his own way. You know, it's going to be different without a guy like Matty, but we've got a great one that's been learning and that's been right behind him for the better part of 3 years. So really excited about Bennett, everything that he's done. We've got some guys coming in too, but you know, he's putting himself in position to have a great career just like Matty did.
Anything else? All right. Thank you.
Good. Thank you, guys.